Cher.
Thank you. Okay, that's it, ladies. We're calling it a wrap. Thank you so much. Thank you for the value that all of you brought to the table and the powerful messages and the guidance for everybody who's going to watch this afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This was amazing. Thank you, ladies. What a beautiful day. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Right.
Hi, I'm Sheri Byrne-Haber, and I'm here to talk today about why disability is a critical component for gender and ESG programs. This talk is based on 2 articles where the links are up on the screen, as well as a QR code. Because I'm based in the US, unless otherwise stated, all the statistics are from the US. So first of all, it's important to understand that there's more disabled women than men. 1 in 4 women has a disability. The average lifespan for people with disabilities from Korea is between 3 and 31 years shorter than the lifespan of somebody without a disability. But the lifespan of women with disabilities is increasing more slowly than the lifespan of men with disabilities. Disabilities is really intersectional. Belonging to multiple marginalized groups puts women at even more disadvantage. So women with disabilities have to fight sexism and ableism. Then you might add in that they're women of color, or that they're older women, or that they belong to visible religious minorities, or that they identify as LGBTQ status. The more intersectional identities you have, the more opportunity there is for people to discriminate against you. COVID had more of an impact on women than men. Before COVID, the unemployment rate for people with women with disabilities was over double the general unemployment rate. Women are more likely to be in blue-collar jobs, which were more impacted by COVID, and they're also being hit harder by both the return to office mandate and caregiving responsibilities. So now switching gears to the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals, there's 17 of them, and 8 of them are very specifically implicated by women with disabilities. So the first goal is no poverty. People with disabilities are twice as likely to be at poverty level in the US than people without disabilities, and they're 4 times as more likely not to have a bank account. So those issues are going to have to be resolved in order to achieve the no poverty goal. No hunger is an issue globally. Households in the US are 1/3 more likely to be food insecure if there's one person with a disability. In the UK, 60% of people who go to food banks have a disability. So these issues have to be resolved in order to achieve the no hunger goal. Good health and well-being, not surprisingly, adults with disabilities in the US are 4 times as likely to report that their health is fair or poor as opposed to good or excellent. Quality education is critical for almost all of these sustainability development goals. American children who are in special education have a much higher dropout rate. Children with mental health disabilities are even higher dropout rates than children with physical disabilities. And outside of the US, less than 5% of children with disabilities have access to any education at all. Then when you get into gender equality, the numbers are even worse. The global literacy rate for women with disabilities is 1%. Women with disabilities experience more discrimination than men with disabilities in the workplace. They're also more likely to struggle with housing, and they're also more likely to be institutionalized. Moving on to goal number 8. People with disabilities frequently are forced to start their own businesses to work around workplace discrimination. But when they do work in the workplace, there's hiring and promotion inequalities, training inequalities, unequal pay, segregation, and the more likely that they're not going to participate in economic decisions. With the starting of your own business, women with disabilities are less likely to have access to credit and other business resources. And there's currently no blockchain or crypto solution that works for people with disabilities. So that's a future goal that will change when AbleCoin, that company that I'm the CEO of, will launch this year. Only 24% of countries in the world have constitutions that prohibit discrimination or guarantee equal rights to people with disabilities. And sustainable cities and smart cities aren't always accessible. There are issues with built environments, there's stairs, there's lack of access to roads, housing, public buildings, spaces, and transportation, as well as technology like websites and apps. Climate action impacts people with disabilities more because they have less access to emergency response programs. People with disabilities are always more likely to die in the event of a natural disaster. Peace, justice, and strong institutes is the final goal, goal 16. People with disabilities are involved in up to half of police use of force incidents. People with hearing loss are shot because they don't comply with police orders that they can't hear. 20% of children with autism will be stopped by police before they turn 21. People with untreated mental health conditions are 16 times more likely to be killed in a police incident than somebody without a disability. So to conclude, and for a call to action, the world is not going to be sustainable for anyone until it's sustainable for everyone, and that includes people with disabilities. And you can help make that a reality by making disability an explicit part of your DEI and ESG programs. Thank you.